I'm also going to record, just Karen Friedman didn't join us. So that way, in case it doesn't go up properly, she can put it up later. People want to do the service later.
Neil.
Neil.
All right, I'm now going to mute all. And I apologize for having to mute everyone, but as we start a Yizkor service, it's best to have some quiet. And when we're in the sanctuaries, you know, we often have Cantor playing some guitar or a pianist playing some piano music, something to start the memories flowing. On Zoom, of course, it's a bit more difficult to get that background noise. So by going silent, by muting everyone, we can start to reflect. And if the distractions around you, obviously, you can always go shh to the people around you, and hopefully they'll take it in a kind way. So we gather for Yizkor 4 times a year, during the 3 major festivals and also during Yom Kippur. And we gather because of memory. So let me talk to you a moment about memory. Without the emotions that accompany our memories, well, we could easily move forward. Without memory, we'd have no lows to hold us back. Each day would be new and fresh, and we would have no burdens of the past because memories wouldn't ensnare us. But without our memories, who would we be? What would drive us to achieve beyond the need to fulfill our basic instincts to survive? Without the emotions associated with our memories, we wouldn't remember the celebration of victory, the pain of defeat, the joy of love, or the sorrow of death. We wouldn't remember the advice of a dear relative or a friend no longer on this earth. Yes, we would move forward. Yes, we could accomplish some goals, but we would have no connection. The richness of our lives is increased by the emotional highs and the emotional lows of our personal histories. We can't physically live in our memories every moment, but we have to sometimes because we want to remember, and we need to remember. To remember love, to remember lessons learned, to remember those who are such an essential part of our lives. So this evening we come together for Yizkor on this last day of Passover, just as it begins to be the last day. And we need to remember the words Yizkor Elohim. Well, that prayer we'll say in just a few minutes. Well, they mean God will remember. And God only remembers because we remember. Because God is the reflection of our holy community, and as we remember, we give God the ability to remember. And as God remembers, God gives us the ability to do the same. So we begin with the singing of Ani Ma'amin, I believe. Page 675 if you have a book, or feel free just to listen to the Cantor's beautiful voice. Cantor.
Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin, Be'emunah shelema, Be'emunah shelema, Be'viat HaMashiach, Be'viat HaMashiach, Ani Ma'amin. Be'viat HaMashiach, Be'viat HaMashiach, Ani Ma'amin. Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin, Ani Ma'amin. Ve'af al pi
a poem by Florence Ames called My Father Came to Me. My father came to me as I listened to our rabbi prepare us for the Yizkor service, a time to remember those who died. My father came to me when the rabbi told us to recall a person we loved and lost to death. My father came to me as a groom flanked by my mother and a friend I chose to call my sister. My father came to me brought by two women I loved, and then he stood alone, not tall, dressed in his everyday clothes. My father came to me, and I cried silently. I now take a moment to light a Yizkor candle. And if you don't have one nearby, or you have one in your home, I recommend lighting it with your Shabbat candles tonight, or right before you do. Asrei HaGuf's roar. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling a flame. Blessed is the flame that burns in the secret fastness of the heart. Blessed is the heart with the strength to stop its beating for honor's sake. Blessed is the match consumed in kindling a flame. Give me one moment. I'm going to be turning to Adonai Ma'adam and doing a short reading from it. I just need to open up my digital prayer book to get there. Adonai Ma'adam. Adonai, what are we that you have regard for us? What are we that you are mindful of us? We are like a breath, our days are as a passing shadow. We come and go like grass, which in the morning shoots up renewed, and in the evening fades and withers. You cause us to revert to dust, saying, return, O mortal creatures. Would that we were wise, that we understood where we are going. For when we die, we carry nothing away. Even our glory does not accompany us. Mark the wholehearted and behold the upright. They shall have peace. Adonai, you redeem the soul of your servants, and none who trust in you shall be desolate. You take a moment now for meditation. So I'd like you to please find a comfortable sitting position. Because as Florence wrote about, I take everyone through a meditation every time we do Yizkor to help bring back memories. And the meditation and the prayers we say and the readings we do will often bring tears, but that is fine because we are connecting. They can also bring forth a smile or a laugh or a question never answered. So let's place our feet flat on the floor. Let's have our back straight with our chest rising and our shoulders falling. And let's take a deep breath in. And let's hold it. And let's let it out. Another deep breath in. Hold it. And let it out. Another deep breath in. Hold it. And let it out. Take your hands and make fists and clench them as hard as you can, as tight as you can, as you take a breath in. And now relax. Let us do that again. Let your hands fall into your lap. Another deep breath in and let your shoulder blades touch behind you. And exhale, relax. Another deep breath in and out. In and out. Let your chin and your head rest comfortably. Perhaps move your head a little bit to the left and then back to the center. A little bit to the right and then back to center. Once more left, center, right, center. Another deep breath in and out. Please follow my words as you continue to breathe in slowly and deeply. I want you to think of someone no longer here on earth, someone you love, someone you've come to remember today. And take a moment and see their face, their lips, their eyes, and now remember a moment with them, a good moment. Remember where you are. Remember whether it was day or night or dusk. Were you inside or outside, alone or in a crowd? Take a breath in. Is there an aroma in the air? What are you doing with this person you love? What are you saying? And now reach out and hold their hand. And take a moment and feel their flesh. Remember all they gave to you. And enjoy the moment. Live in the moment. Remember. And like all memories, it must end, but not without a goodbye. So as the Cantor sings S-I-N-I, say your goodbyes or share whatever news you need to share with whoever you're remembering. Cantor.
שיר המעלות אשא עיניי אל ההרים מאין יבוא עזרי עזרי מעם אדוני עושה שמיים וארץ אל יתן למות רגליך אל ינום שומרך הנה לא ינום ולא ישן שומר ישראל אדוני שומרך אדוני צילך על יד ימינך יומם השמש לא יככה וירח בלילה אדוני ישמורך מכל רע ישמור את אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם. מעתה ועד עולם.
A poem by Sandy Kalin. Remember the laughter, remember the tears, remember the love over all the years. Let go of the sorrow, let go of the pain, let go of regrets that may remain. Remember a glass of wine shared, discussions without end, family meals we could all attend. Remember the smiles, remember the joys. The sadness is real, but remember, and you will heal. In the chat window, I place the words to the 23rd Psalm. I'd like us to read it together because it speaks about God caring for us when we are the most weak. We are sheep with a shepherd watching over us, protecting us. And as we mourn, as we remember, as we think of sad moments in the past, we would like the protection of God and godliness and of community. So please, from wherever you are, read from the chat window. I placed it up there just a moment ago. So if you just open your chat window, I'll put it up there again. And it should be in everyone's chat window now. Let us read together. Adonai is my shepherd. I lack nothing. God makes me lie down in green pastures. God leads me to water in places of repose. God renews my life. God guides me in right paths as befits God's name. Though I walk through a valley of deepest darkness, I fear no harm, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You spread a table for me in full view of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My drink is abundant. Only goodness and steadfast love shall pursue me all the days of my life. I shall dwell in the house of Adonai for many long years. Now the Cantor is going to sing the 23rd Psalm. As she does, please fill the chat window with the names of people you're remembering and thinking about, if you're comfortable doing that. I'm not going to read them tonight, but just sharing them with everyone can be quite cathartic. Cantor.
אדוני רואי לא אחסר בנאות שירביצני על מי מנוחות על מי מנוחות נפשי ישובב ישובב ינחני במעגלי צדק ינחני במעגלי צדק למען שמו גם כי לך בקיצור מוות לא ירא כי אתה עמדי שבטך ומשענתך המה ינח שולחן נגד צורריי, דשנת ושמן ראשי, כוסי רוויה, אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית אדוני לאורך ימים. אדוני רואי לא אחסר, אדוני רואי לא אחסר.
Thank you, Cantor. That was quite moving. A poem by Tina DeGan. I push the wheelchair into the sunlight. My father reaches up to kiss my cheek. We sit in silent camaraderie, the sun's warmth filtering through the trees, spring painting new leaves on branches, the scent of roses in the air. My father's labored breathing interrupts the birdsong melody. His eyes close as he turns inward. Our paths begin to diverge. Soon I will be alone in the garden, the breeze carrying the memory of his kiss. We continue with Eli, Eli. If you are following in a book, we're on page 653. Cantor.
Eli, Eli, שלא ייגמר לעולם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רשרוש של המים, ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם. My God, I pray that these things never end. The sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash of the heavens, the prayer of the heart, the sand and the sea, the rush of the waters, the crash
My mother's mother died in the spring of her days, and her daughter did not remember her face. Her portrait engraved upon my grandfather's heart was erased from the world of images after his death. Only her mirror remained in the house, sunken with age into the silver frame. And I, her pale granddaughter, who does not resemble her, look into it today as into a pool which conceals its treasures beneath the waters. Very deep behind my face, I see a young woman, pink-cheeked, smiling, and a wig on her head. She puts an elongated earring on her earlobe, threading it through a tiny hole in the dainty flesh of her ear. Very deep behind my face, the bright goldness of her eyes sends out rays, and the mirror carries on the tradition of the family that she was very beautiful. If you have a book, we're turning to page 580, and on it is the Yizkor prayer. So I'm going to ask everyone to please rise for the Yizkor prayer. And after I recite it, we take a few moments of silent reflection, and I believe the Cantor is then going to play a little music below it if she can, and if not, we'll stand silently. So I'm going to rise for this prayer. If you're able to physically rise, I ask you to do it. Yizkor Elohim Yishmot Yikarai. My God, remember forever my relatives who live in my heart and who have gone to their eternal rest. May they be at one with the one who is life eternal. May the beauty of their lives shine forevermore. And may my life always bring honor to their memory. We take a few minutes of silence. You may sit whenever you would like, and the Cantor continues with Kaddish.
Didn't I tell you I loved you? Didn't I tell you I cared? Didn't you know that you mattered? Wasn't it life that we shared? But time kept ticking, our lives kept slipping. Now that this journey is over, somehow it doesn't seem fair. Didn't I tell you I loved you? Didn't I tell you I cared? Didn't you know that you mattered? Wasn't it life that we shared? But time kept ticking, our lives kept slipping. Now that this journey is over, doesn't seem fair. I can't hold the wind, I can't slow the tide, I can't stop the seasons from flowing. I can't hold the tears, I can't slow the ride, I can't stop the seasons from coming and going. Ooh. I hope that I told you I loved you. I hope that I showed you I cared. I hope that you know that you mattered. What a great life we did share. What a great journey we shared.
There is an old Chinese tale that I often share at Yisker services. And it's about a woman whose only son died. And in her grief, she goes to see her holy man. She happens to be a Jewish Chinese person, so she goes to see her rabbi. And she says, what prayers, what magical incantations, what can I do to bring my son back to life? And the rabbi, instead of sending her away, he says, fetch me a mustard seed from a home that has never known sorrow. We'll use it to drive the sorrow out of your life. And so the woman set off at once in search of the magical mustard seed. She came first to a splendid mansion, knocked on the door and said, I am looking for a home that has never known sorrow. Is this such a place? And they told her, you've certainly come to the wrong house. And they began describing all the tragic things that had befallen them. And the woman said to herself, who is better able to help these poor, unfortunate people than I, who have had misfortune of their own? So she stayed and she comforted them for a while. And then she went on a search for another home that had never known sorrow. But wherever she turned, in hovels and in palaces, in shtetls and in big cities, she found one tale after another of sadness and misfortune. But ultimately, she became so involved in ministering to other people's grief that she forgot about her quest for that magical mustard seed, never realizing that it had in fact already driven the sorrow out of her life. Even as we remember, we must help others through their grief, others because we have had similar experiences, others because, well, that sadness is fresh to them, but not as fresh for us. More of a memory, and we can help them with that raw, fresh emotion by giving them comfort and by being at their side. We now continue with El Malay Rachamim. I'm going to put the words for El Malay in English in the chat window. And I'd like everyone to say it together along with me once we rise. It should now be in everyone's chat window. So I'm going to ask everyone to stand once again if you are able. We say El Malay because, well, we are speaking to the kind, gentle presence of God, to the Shekhinah, that presence which interacts with us on a daily basis, that truly cares about us as individuals. And so in this prayer, we say to the Shekhinah, to that aspect of God, please care for those who I love who have departed this earth. We're going to say it in English, and then Cantor is going to chant it. Please join me. El Malay Rachamim, fully compassionate God on high, to our loved ones who have entered eternity, grant clear and certain rest with you in the lofty heights of the sacred and pure, whose brightness shines like the very glow of heaven. Source of mercy, Forever enfold them in the embrace of your wings. Secure their souls in eternity. Adonai, they're yours. They will rest in peace. And together we say, Amen. Cantor.
אל מלא רחמים, שוכן במרומים, המצא מנוחה נכונה, תחת כנפי השכינה, במעלות קדושים וטהורים, כזוהר הרקיע, מזהירים לנשמות יקירינו שהלכו לעולמם, בגן העדן מנוחתם, לכן בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם, וינוחו בשלום על משכבם, ונאמר אמן.
To conclude our Yizkor service, we'll be saying the Mourner's Kaddish. I'm going to be putting it into your chat windows right now. And after we say this, you may be seated. I'm going to leave us muted because the chit-chat that sometimes occurs after Yizkor can be jarring after this, 45 minutes of remembering. And I'll wait about 5 minutes before I unmute everyone and transition us into the main service. So let's take a moment. Let's take a deep breath. Let the images of those who have passed go across our minds. Let us remember as we say these words. Yitkadal v'kadash shmei Rabba, v'amad divrach yiratei v'amlech malchutei, v'chayechon v'mechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'galav yizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabak v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'tadar v'taleh v'talal shmei d'kudsha baruchu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Damiran b'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav. V'yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the one who makes peace on high grant peace to all who mourn, to all Israel, and to all humankind. And together we say, Amen. You may be seated. This does conclude our Yizkor service. Our next Yizkor service will be at Shavuot on the closest Friday night. We'd be quite happy to have everyone join us. I am going to leave everyone muted for about 5 minutes.